Now, this particular incarnation started the aftermath of the events of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And this is basically sort of reorganization of the team. And they still try to keep their low profile. They want to be a public notice of them yet. Well, as until Maxwell Lord decides to have some his own way of spinning the Justice League his own way. Of course, this is Maxwell Lord for you. Of course, these issues are mostly done by the original creative team of the Justice League International, Keith Giffen, Jay DeMatteis, and Kim McGuire. Now, how these things, now it's explained in the back how the two work basically when they wrote this series. Keith Giffen would handle the plots, while Jay DeMatteis would handle the dialogue. Which worked out really well because Jay DeMatteis is really good dialogue. And at the start of the series, they were based out of the old Sacred Sanctuary. That's what they were at the start of the series. When Max Lord took over, things changed. Now, why would Justice League have to reform at this point? This, of course, was in 1987. What crossover happened just prior to this? Legends. Yes, which caused the disbandment of the Detroit incarnation. Yep. Now, of course, Batman himself had actually just rejoined Justice League just prior to this. And Marshall was a holdover from the last team. Everyone else was basically brand new members. Yep. Now, I think with Black Canary, with her attire, that was something that popped up during Green Arrow's feature for Detective Comics at this point in time. I did kind of ask Kevin McGuire where that look came from. He did not give me an answer about that. Excuse me. I should also point out, though, that we also first appearance of like Red Rocket and Captain Ab joins the team here. So they're basically operating on their own secret sanctuary, and they want to a low profile. Well, that wasn't until Maxwell had to break into their base and say, hey, like after dealing with whatever threat they deal with, and like, hey, here's the news to recruit. Booster Gold! Yep. Of course, here's something just by sheer coincidence. He joined the team, I think it was toward the end of his ongoing book he was having at this point by Dan Jurgens. I did ask Dan Jurgens about this. Like, who besides him and Keith Giffen is actually good at writing Booster Gold? And he did agree with me that Keith Giffen does a really good job writing Booster Gold. He did say that Jeff Johns is also good at writing Booster Gold. And that comes from the guy who created Booster Gold. Yep. And you could kind of say that Keith Giffen and Matteis basically started the long-running friendship that Booster Gold and Blue Beetle has had over the years. So, now it's no Justice League just with the first issue for the retitled Justice League International issue 7. And of course, Kevin McGuire is the artist of these issues. Excuse me. Now, this book contained Justice League 1 through 6, Justice League International 7 through 17, the first two annuals of Justice League before it was retired Justice League International, I think with number 3, and issue 13 of Suicide Squad. Yes, issue 13 of Suicide Squad, because this book started at the same exact time. So, and this is what the mirror issue looked like. It's a great cover, and I think Kevin McGuire does a great job with the artwork. Kevin McGuire doesn't do all the issues per se in this book. No, he actually leaves at a certain point in time. Of course, he's the only artist on here. We also have Lip McDonald, which I believe he only just does the Suicide Squad issue in here. But the other two artists are Steve Latina and Bill William. The cover art, the cover of the trade is done by Kevin McGuire and Terry Austin. Terry Austin is the inker of the book. Yep. So, while they're all basically skeletons at their base, and of course, John is mourned at the death of the Just Like Detroit. Now, I should point out about the people who actually kind of died. Who he thinks who died. Commander Steel and Vive were confirmed to have died in the events of Legends. Gypsy, no. She actually would survive. She would do her own thing before she became part of Just Like Task Force. Vixen, in her hand, would become part of the Suicide Squad until that book ended, and she got added to just like I think she got added just like Task Force. Yep. So then we have debut of Maxwell Lord here, where he basically is, of course, everyone's all buddy heads who's leading the team. Batman at this point is technically the leader for a brief period of time. And then we have Dr. Light showing up in here. And then, of course, we have just like deal with like a big threat. And then, by the way, their vehicle at this point in time when the series started, they were running out. They had just like International running out the bug. Yes. And you probably think, okay, the Just League still has teleporters at this point, right? Yes, they do. They don't use them in these issues. Don't know why, but they probably don't have the equipment set for it, so they don't use them. So, and to deal with these villains for the first couple issues, it took Booster Go joins the team with issue number 4. Yep. Let's start with the Creeper in here, which I think is so awesome because I love the Creeper. And after, of course, dealing with, well, these people which are those, the Silver Sorceress, Winja, and Blue Jay. Yes, Blue Jay. So, they take out these people, and of course, Guy gets into... Basically, they're also the first thing are notorious also for Guy Gardner basically into arguments with Batman. Yes. And of course, they also deal with international stuff related to this thing. Yeah, when they actually they're freaking Russia. Yes, Russia. Because I think the reason why they threw in Russia here, because I think Chernobyl just happened, so they probably figured out, why the heck not? So, we also debut the Red Rocket program. Yes, there actually is one person who actually was part of the Red Rockets who became integral part of the series, even when he launched a spin-off book just like Europe, and that is Dmitry. Yeah, he became part of just like Europe because why not? Russia's a European country, so why the heck not? So, and of course deal with this, and this would actually kind of play a role in later issues when they would go back to Russia. And in issue 4, like issue 3, they come home and have to deal with the Russia stuff, and like, hi, I'm Maxwell Lord, and here's your newest member. Booster Gold! And I'm like, what? We don't want him here. Yeah, and of course, Batman is like very hesitant to add new people to the team. But I think it's because of trust issues. That's mainly the reason why for it. So, and of course, Booster Gold decides to go outside and handle the Royal Flush Gang all by himself. He's able to take him down almost no problem, except for Ace, though. He's able to take him down, and he's able to accept the team. Zero problem. Oh. And then we have the annual. Yes, the annual. Anything an annual after only 4 issues? Yeah. The very first thing that came out the first 4 issues. So, this is basically like just after Booster Go just join the team, and Guy gets to still frequent stuff where he, and I like the fact that Booster Go treats Black Canary with a good amount of respect. He's not like some other guys read the comics where, but because Black Canary is how they frequently hit him. I mean, he has no desire to hit Black Canary. He just might see her as a friend. He does not see her as a woman basically that he want to sleep with. Yeah, so he's being very respectful toward her, which I like the fact Keith Gibbons writes him that way. I like his lines like, I can't believe it. Paris with a beautiful blonde in my arms. And Claire, I hate to burst your red gravel. We got a job to do. Right, we gotta get to the American Hospital computer. Yep. So, we also, this issue also with zombies. Yes, freaking zombies. Yeah, and also this issue, we have Dr. Light being kissed by Batman. This issue because just cause. Okay, so you're curious, does Dr. Light ever sort of relate to Batman? No, she never does. So, we have Dr. Fate and Marsh Manhunter deal with when this haunting stuff is. It's a really odd annual per se, and it's not anything to talk about. And then in issue 5, we finally have, get this, Batman versus Guy Gardner. Yes, yeah, they had him fight in this issue. Yep. Yeah, they felt like they're the blows after all this time. as just a handful of issues. Think of a fight. And Batman just one punches guy and he gets knocked out. And thinking, what? What happened to him? Is it? Oh, he missed it. He missed basically Batman hitting one punch on a booster goal. It's so hilarious. And then of course the computer started crazy because Dr. Fate and deal with basically appearance by the Creeper. Yep. Low fat Creeper's here. I think he's here just for these 2 issues here, and that's it. That's it for Creeper. Yeah, because with issue 7, he gets retired just like International. When they add 2 people to the team. Yeah, with Dr. Fate and Captain Marvel in the team, they replace him with Captain Atom and Red Rocket. Which these 2 will still be part of this team. Well, actually, was part of just like this point for a long period of time, about over a decade. So you have, well, basically for issue 7 and 8, basically you have the Justice League become a UN task force in these issues, so they get their own bases, like various embassies over the world, like New York, Russia. In New York, they're given a very terrible building where the floors are made of cardboard. Heck, we actually have Marshall trying to lift up a monitor upstairs, which he has a fall through the floor, which he was not happy with that. Some also put for these issues, we're just setting up their base, their various bases they have, various embassies, and of course, we have Superman. Yes, Superman talking to the president. The president himself will occasionally appear in these early issues because why not? Because he was part of Legends, so why not have President Ronald Reagan? Yes, Ronald Reagan. This is how Kevin McGuire draws him, which is actually pretty accurate. Though for some reason he draws Superman like Christopher Reeve. I don't get why, but that's basically what it is. So, there was more International Crisis here for just these first couple issues, for issue 7 and 8. And then by the end of issue 7, we have the public debut of the JLI. And this is pretty much the lineup. Also, issue 7, Batman volunteers to have Martian Manhunter lead the team because he likes to be the shadows. Though here's the thing about this. 6 issues after just less than 6 issues after Martian Manhunter becomes the leader of the team, Batman quits. Because he said he's tired of babysitting idiots. That's his reasoning for it. So, yeah, that's pretty much the reasoning for it. Batman does like the fact Captain Atom joined the team, but he has no choice in the matter. That's maintaining relations. And this is basically like a lot of the stuff that happens to these issues. 9 is a tie-in to Millennium. Yes, we have a Manhunter pose and a Red Rocket. Yep. And unlike in the case Boost to Go, which this event caused the book's cancellation, this book continued for a long period of time. If you want to have more issues, basically this book lasted for after this one issue tie-in. It managed to last for 104 issues. Not going anytime soon. Yeah. So basically, they deal with the Manhunters, just a standalone issue, and this is issue 9. And actually, it was issue 10 too. Like, what's got 10 basically. I don't think 11 was like that either. Yeah, basically, issue 11, we're back to basically normal business here. Yeah, he worked with people, and, well, not exactly explaining people issues. And we do have the debut of a new jet. And a lot of the time, Blue Beetle pilot because it's got a pilot license. You know who can also fly this thing? Batman. Yep. You can kind of see this issue is mostly some artifacts of Millennium because the building that Max Lord is in is trying to kill him. So they basically save him. That's mostly what issue 11 does. Yep. But great issue. We also use these frequent Anyways, yes, we have this frequent thing of these monitors pop up in these issues. Yeah, this basically be just a computer, watch everything. Yep. Into the issue number 11, they run it, the JLI run into the New God Metron. Yep. And Captain tries to start a fight with him, and of course, Scott Free basically tries to stop him, but Metron's like, no, it's fine. Like, he just might be attacked by Captain, but so, especially not watch them. And also, there was another group of superheroes that was operated by the UN at this point in time, and that was the Global Guardians. Because JLI is around, they stopped the funding, which means the Global Guardians disband. But two members, Fire and Ice, who at this point in time, Ice was known as Ice Maiden, and Fire was known as Green Flame. So they joined JLI, and they were integral part JLI for years to come. Yep. So after we have issue, basically, also this issue, we have actually destroyed the computer in his office. Probably remember this, in this right here. This is basically him getting his JLI signal device. Yeah, according to Kevin McGuire, he basically liked the way he was written here better than how Jeff Johns wrote him. Like him turning evil. He hated that. Yeah. So then we have the Justice League Suicide Squad two-parter, which is really good, by the way. Yeah. And then here's the weird thing, though. Right after they had that two-part Batman just quit, we have Justice League International Annual #2, which has appearance by the Joker. Yes. Which I believe this was the only time he appeared in Justice League International. Yeah, I think this was the only time. Mostly he was there just to annoy he's there just to annoy them while they're having a barbecue at the Freeze house. By the way, the whole issue, we actually have Big Barda and Bikini the whole issue, which I thought was so hilarious. Yeah. So Joker, it's basically a fun summer issue. That's basically the best way to describe it, #2. It's a fun summer issue. And we have this funny bit where Batman shows up in the issue, this annual, and he sees Joker's like, I come on Gotham this. Turn around, goes back to Gotham, which I thought was so hilarious. Now, why he was moving the team? Maybe because basically they wanted, like, Batman do his own thing, his own book, probably because also they wanted to add more people to the team who were not, like, stars in a way. You might be thinking, okay, what's Superman doing at this point? Well, he's doing stuff in his own book, so he has no time for Justice League International. Aquaman, kind of the same thing. Wonder Woman had just made her public debut in this post-crisis guide we just started. But you're Justice League later on. So, we have kind of basically for the next few issues that pretty much this trade for issues 14 and 17. We kind of have two story arcs here, where we have some in Justice League with Scott Free who goes to a nuclear reactor, and of course Scott Free goes free, and Big Barda joins him to basically rescue him. Meanwhile, Batman has to take down a dictator in a couple issues. And, well, that's pretty much all a lot of it happens. But these are all still really good issues. Nonetheless, yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed them. It's just really fun for these issues. I give this book roughly a 10 out of 10. It's a damn good book, and I do highly recommend it if you're a fan of the Justice League. That's just my opinion anyways. Yep. So yeah, that's a particular review. Wait a bit, I'm going to put up my reviews for the two manga chapters. Well, one for Black Clover and the other for My Hero Academia. Okay, next video. Bye.